All right, once you've gone through and you have revised the order group to reflect the material that you use, you've changed the order quantities for minimum package requirements, or if you have material in stock that you don't need to order, you've changed your pricing sources, etc. Now you're ready to create a purchase order. To do this, you want to click on the purchase order button. This will cause the purchase order settings screen to appear. You'll want to select the estimate name, the order group. All order groups that you've created will be displayed in the drop-down. Price source. So all of the vendors that you have selected as a price source will be displayed here. Let's select gray bar. You can choose the job phase. It will display all of the job phases for that vendor. Actually, let's go ahead and see if a different vendor has more job phases. So here it's going to say rough and trim. So you can select both, and you probably wouldn't do that. So if I'm going to order my rough kit, I just select rough. Let's go back into price source again. And until you've been able to assign vendors to your items, a good portion will only be list or TurboBid price. So let's select that. Now here you have the option to select a vendor to order that from. So it's going to show all of the vendors that you have set up in your Manage Vendor screen. So you can select any vendor. All right, actually, let's go back into here. Now, if you don't want to assign a vendor, you can just select none, and then it's not going to be made out as a purchase order to a selected vendor. So if you need somebody to run a list of material over to a big box store to pick up, or if you have a warehouse that you pick material from, you can just select none. All right, now that we're using TurboBid price, we have more job phases. Let's say we're going to order for our rough kit, so we can uncheck items that we don't want to order. So this would probably be realistic. All right, now that you've selected the material to include in the purchase order, you want to enter in the material vendor information. So here, if you want to assign a purchase order number, you can. It's not mandatory. Put in the date that you want to have the material delivered. Delivered to. You can choose to have it delivered to the job site. So in the purchase order, it will automatically put in the job site information, or the shop. There again, it will automatically enter in your shop information, or other if you want to have it delivered somewhere else. So let's go ahead and select job site. Now you can also put in a note for the supply house or for the driver. Then at the end we have columns to display in purchase order. If you want to include vendor SKU numbers, check the box. If you want to include prices, check the box. And you don't have to include any of this. If it's unchecked, it won't include these. If you want to include pictures or images, check the box. Now click on the OK button to generate the purchase order. All right, so here's the purchase order. You'll see up at the top you have different sections. One is for purchase order information. It will include your PO number, the delivery date, and then the job phase. In the middle you have material vendor, so it will automatically enter in the vendor name, the vendor's address, your contact at the vendor, the contact's email address, and their phone number. These are all changeable in the Manage Vendors screen. In the end, you have delivery information. It will have the delivery date, the address that it's to be delivered to. If you have a contact at the job site, or if it's at the shop or wherever, it will include that, your contact's phone number, and then the note.